Happy Sunday. What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with TechBud Solutions. Hope that you guys are all having a great Sunday. One thing that I quickly wanted to make sure that you guys were all aware of before we kick off the trading week was the series of reports that are going to be released this week. This Wednesday, we have the Fed interest rate decision. That's going to be at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, or 2 hours before the markets close. And then we have the Fed FOMC statement also on Wednesday. The thing that I want to make sure that we highlight is that when Jerome Powell speaks after the rate decision, that's going to be 30 minutes after. A lot of you guys already know this. For those that are newer to the market, again, don't worry. I do plan to live stream it for free on my YouTube channel, and all you literally need to do is subscribe and turn on your post notifications. So once the market reacts, not just to the report, but also to his tone during that not during the rate decision, during the press conference, we can get a better understanding if the market is going to be responding in a bullish or bearish way. With that being said, also wanted to provide you guys with a quick little update. It says U.S. Energy Secretary says that Iran conflict will end in the next few weeks. After the oil supply goes up, energy prices will dump. So again, if that is the case and the Iran conflict does end up solving itself and oil prices have no other reason to continue to skyrocket, then yes, technically speaking, we should see oil prices beginning to drop. This has been the biggest thing. A lot of you guys know that I like shorting, overbought setups. Oil has not been one that I've cared to short yet. And the main reason behind it is that, well, the conflict is still going on. And we've seen how parabolic it's gone, right? It's gained a lot of momentum, and within a very short period of time, it went from $60 per barrel all the way up to $120. I don't want to trade against that. Now, I'm not here to say that it's not a possible opportunity to explore. There's a reason that we created our oil watch list. If you're part of my LPP team, we took some time throughout the week to find different stocks that were either following oil, but also we pointed out an inverse oil ETF. So this is a short oil ETF, meaning that this goes up when oil goes down. So when we saw oil prices dump and we saw SCO actually go up. But of course, as oil prices recovered, as the Iran conflict continued, then yes, SCO went down and oil went back up. So this is a really great reminder that it doesn't mean that you can't take time to prepare and create a watch list, create a plan of action where you plan to enter. But it also doesn't mean that you have to be naive. Just because you can short oil right now doesn't mean that we should, because again, if tensions do get worse in the Middle East and conflicts continue to present themselves, who knows how high oil can get, right? We have a common saying of just because something is cheap doesn't mean that it can't get cheaper. The same thing goes for overbought. Just because something is overbought doesn't mean that it can't continue to run higher. Instead of trying to predict, let's just plan to prepare, set alerts, and wait for confirmation. The last thing that I quickly want to make sure that you guys were aware is that President Trump says that he could sign a peace deal with Iran, but terms are not good enough yet. So again, be in the lookout for messages like this. So the big focus for this week, at least in my opinion, is definitely the rate decision and the press conference. That's going to be this Wednesday. But we know that Trump is notorious for sending out tweets that influence the market, and most likely in his favor, right? He sent tweets last week saying that, the Iran war is pretty much over, and markets aggressively began to recover without any actual foundation on that claim. Right? Markets went back to recover and then ended up giving it all back into the close. So please make sure that, again, we're not afraid to take advantage of opportunities, but that you also understand the risk that comes with currently trading in Trump's market, right? And that means that he can send out a tweet, it influences the market, and when in doubt, never be afraid to cash out. That's been our great reminder, right? If we look at the overall NASDAQ market, this is QQQ, we could see, technically speaking, we are more at the oversold range than we are at an overbought range. And again, our job as traders are to respect these levels, not because they have to repeat themselves, but because they often tend to. You could see that for the past few weeks, this has been an oversold range, normally where it tends to find a support. Right around 612 to 615 is more of a common resistance range where it tends to get rejected. So again, as we reach these oversold levels, I would just be careful with aggressively shorting or choosing to take aggressive short positions when knowing that markets are this oversold and we're always just one tweet away from recovering. The last thing that, again, I want to talk about very quickly, and we can talk about it a little bit more in today's Sunday Stock Talk, is the Fed interest rate decision. For those that do not know, again, you guys can look this up yourself. There's a Fed rate monitor tool that gives us a better understanding of what is expected from the Federal Reserve this upcoming week. And as of right now, there's a 98.3% probability that the Federal Reserve is not going to cut interest rates, that they're going to pause. And for those that, again, do not understand how this rate decision works, they announce a rate decision that's going to be at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 hours before the markets close. And then 30 minutes after, there's a press conference. In my opinion, that's the most important part of all of this. Everyone kind of already knows what the market is expecting. Again, a 98% probability. It's not even close. So during this press conference, you're really trying to pay attention to Jerome Powell's tone. Based off of the series of recent events that's going on in Iran and what we're seeing in the United States, does he have or feel a need to cut interest rates more than before? Or does he want to continue to pause in up and coming meetings? Is he hawkish or dovish? That is what we're going to be paying attention to. And again, we can do it together. You guys often know that I like live streaming these events. All I literally ask you to do is drop a thumbs up on this video and don't forget to subscribe so YouTube notifies you when it is that I go live for not just, new uploads and keeping you up to date, but also these FOMC press conference. As again, I'd be more than happy to have you guys tune on in. So whenever you're ready, again, drop a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and also if you ever want to watch me trade live, take 2 minutes, click the second link in the description down below. You can sign up today and start watching me trade live as soon as tomorrow. I do want to remind you, we have members that signed up back in 2018 that still get to watch me trade live today, and all they did was they paid once. So again, if you want to check it out to learn more, second link down below. Appreciate your time. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.